Hey guys, the Explorer of Horror here. Welcome back to the Wes Craven October movie reviewing marathon. I still don't have a clever name for it yet, but that's what we're going to be calling it for now. Welcome back though, and welcome to my review on Swamp Thing from 1982. Gets a 5.3 on IMDb, and Swamp Thing, I've seen this movie before, but only once. And it was pretty cool revisiting this film again, because the first time I watched it, I remember liking it, but I remember being a bit harsh on it. And I think this time around, really knowing what I was getting myself into, I was able to accept a lot more things in this movie. And overall, I think it's a fun time. But Swamp Thing, you have a story. These scientists are out in the swamp, and they are developing a chemical that can help plants grow in other environments, grow faster, stronger. And this military type group gets sent in. You figure out that they've been sent there to find the formula and take it back. Kind of gave me some Resident Evil vibes where they go in to find the virus. Here they go in to find the formula. They kill some people, and in the process, a scientist that's there ends up becoming infected with this formula and becoming the Swamp Thing. This creature that's big and strong and can punch boats out of the water and tear the rooftops off of cars and stuff. And essentially it's him versus the bad guys. He starts fighting people, starts, killing some people, and you get a couple action scenes here and there. You also get Adrienne Barbeau, who is really badass in this movie, running around with machine guns and blowing stuff up. It's pretty awesome. She's there, and you find out that the Swamp Thing, when he used to be a human, is Ray Weiss. I think this is the guy from RoboCop. Get off me, man! He is from RoboCop. I remember this dude. Oh, he's Commissioner Gordon in the Killing Joke movie. Batman the Killing Joke. Oh, he was in Dead End and Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. He's done a lot of stuff. He's a pretty well-known actor. But, you found out that he was in love with Adrienne Barbeau, and so he still kind of has, his feelings for her, even though he's this monster. And he realizes, as at the end of the movie, she's like, I'll be your hands, and I'll work on the new formula and everything. He realizes the tragedy is, he no longer can be in love with her, and it's a really tragic thing. But you have this villain who I thought was lame. I'll be honest, that's the one thing, at least one of the things that I'll say is a problem with this movie. The villain is lame, and he sucks, and he feels like a James Bond villain. He's really horrible. Every scene with him is really cringe and flat and boring. And they even do a James Bond thing where he infiltrates the group by wearing a fake face. And he tears it off like a freaking James Bond movie. I'm not even kidding. And I really think that that's definitely a thing. Is you have David Hess in this movie, and he should have been the main villain, not a stooge for this boring main villain who I thought was nothing. But David Hess is in this movie, a character called Ferret, and he's pretty good in this movie. He's actually toned down a lot from, Last House and House on the Edge of the Park, but he's still really good in this movie as the villain, and I thought he definitely should have been the main villain somehow, some way. But yeah, that's essentially the plot. You have the Swamp Thing running around, fighting people. When he punches this boat out of the water, I thought that was pretty impressive. Ripping the rooftops off of cars. He was able to get shot, able to get his arm cut off, and it grows back. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I do think this movie is due for a remake, which I do know it got one, but I heard that one wasn't very good. Man, there's so many Swamp Thing. Oh, there was a show? The fuck? I didn't know there was a Swamp Thing show. Is there another Swamp Thing show? Or is this a movie? Swamp Thing series. How many episodes? 10 episodes, one season in 2019. Gets a 7.4. So it's pretty high rated. I'll have to check that out. Because I really do think this movie is well done, but it is due for a remake. It can be adapted a bit better. I think there are certain things that don't really work. The ending, even though I love the ending, I love all the quote-unquote bad stuff in this movie. I love the look of the costume. Of basically what the villain does is he pours the formula on himself, becomes this werewolf-looking creature, which is really bizarre, but I freaking love it. It's awesome, but in like it's a so bad it's a good moment. But I can understand why people would hate that because it looks ridiculous. And it's running around with this sword, and you have the finale, which is really kind of lame, where the creature is just swinging a sword at the Swamp Thing, and basically, I think it kills Adrienne Barbeau. Swamp Thing gets angry and just beats it to death with a stick, I think, and it's just really like, what the hell? So really a lackluster ending. I think when it gets to the main villain's like house out in the swamp, that really slows way down. But I think overall it does have some problems here and there. I think the suit has definitely looked better. I haven't even seen the sequel, and I can tell you just by looking at the poster it has a better suit than this. It doesn't bother me. Again, it's one of those things where I can't really defend it. It does look like a rubber suit with some grass on it, but I don't think it's that bad. I don't mind it. I heard somebody say it looks like a turd with veins, and I fucking lost it because I'm like, damn it, why did you have to say that? That's a good goddamn point. But this was a bit more of an action movie for Wes Craven. It's not really a horror film. I guess in some ways you could say it is because it has creatures, but I think it leaned enough into the horror category to put it on the list to review. It is about creatures. Does have some pretty cool makeup effects when the transformations are happening. I think that it's well shot, well filmed. It looks like it was actually shot out in the swamps, so I can appreciate that. And for it being the first adaptation, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's anything. It's not one of my favorite Wes Craven movies. It's not one of my favorite comic book movies, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. I think it does a lot more good than bad, and I thought it has a lot more positive things in it. It's pretty cool seeing a superhero movie with no CGI in it for once. That's cool. I like certain action scenes. They're nothing spectacular, but they're fun. There's this character that I didn't mind. He sort of becomes a sidekick to Adrienne Barbeau, this sort of younger kid character. I thought he was an okay sidekick. You know, I thought Adrienne Barbeau was badass. I thought she did pretty good in the acting department. She's running around with machine guns, and just her character just goes through so much in this movie. And Adrienne Barbeau is badass. And you see, you see some boobies, so that's also a plus, But yeah, I mean, it's Swamp Thing's pretty good. I don't mind it. It's pretty solid. I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. It's not a bad movie. There's some things that could be improved, and I think later installments did. But anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching the review. Take care. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, Letterboxd, and Twitter, links to those will be in the description box below. If you've seen Swamp Thing, comment down below your thoughts on the film. But anyways, y'all, it's going to do it for my review on Swamp Thing. You guys have a good night. Hope y'all are having a great October so far and watching plenty of movies and just rocking out. October is awesome. So, yeah, watch as many movies as you can. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and the Explorer 4 is out. Later, guys. Peace.